Welcome, everybody. Um, Sonia told me that she thought doing a squeeze thing was a great idea because everybody had told her how much they want to go and practice their squeezes. And then today she told me that nobody wanted to play because everybody's frightened of doing squeezes. So actually, although everybody wanted them, nobody actually wanted to be there when they actually came up, which is sad, really. She sent me a file, and the file was really strange, I thought, for sort of starting again with squeezes, because it had several nice elementary squeezes and two really, really difficult ones. So I suggested that we change those to be the same type as all the others, so we could all get back in the hang of what squeezes is about. And apparently, somehow or other, I messed up the conversion. So today has been frantic scurrying around trying to reconstruct what the right file should be to give you the hands that we really wanted. So I don't have my, normally I have the hands and I export them to the table, and it's got little notes to remind me what to go and do. But it's all a bit confused today. So bear with me. I'll be faking it as I go along.
It
Now,
means he's going by the seat of his pants, he means,
that's
yes.
another thing, yes. Now, what the change was to make all of these squeezes what are called automatic squeezes. Automatic squeezes means that it works against either opponent. So I'm going to give the rules for automatic squeezes, just so that when we come to the actual examples, you will be able to see all of these pieces of advice in action. So first of all, for number one, there, that's all right. If it's to be an automatic squeeze, you always need two threats for almost any squeeze, actually. A threat, you should definitely learn what threats are. They're cards which can only be beaten by one opponent. But the thing about an automatic squeeze is you've got them split, one in one hand and one in the other. Now you've got to be able to get across between them. So you distinguish the types of squeezes between whether they've got an entry card, which must be in the same suit, or whether they're just cards on their own. And it's important to distinguish which is which, because normally you've got to try your luck in one hand and cross over to the other. So you need to be able to cross, of course, on that entry card to actually uh, uh, to actually manufacture your squeeze. Now, the most important things of all about squeezes is that you have to be lucky. Squeezes, you see, are not all that likely to happen because you need the same opponent to be looking after the cards that beat your threats. These cards are called guards. And the chance of having two particular cards in the same hand is say, less than 50%. So that means that when you play a hand, you shouldn't automatically start looking for squeezes. It's more like I've tried everything else, which is the better chances. Then you say, well, there's nothing left. Have I got any threats? Oh, I do. Then you go and try for the squeezes. And then finally, the important thing to make sure that the squeeze functions is that you have to have something called the count. And that means that if you add up all your winners, then they are one less than the number of tricks that you have left to play. Now, be careful about the word winners. It actually means something you can cash. So if you've got the suit of king, queen, jack, 10 of spades, you actually have no winners in that suit whatsoever. What you've got is lots of tricks once you've driven out the ace of spades, but you've got no winners. On the other hand, if you've got the ace 4-3-2 of spades, well, it's a pretty awful suit besides the ace, but it's a winner because it's got the ace. So winners are cards you can cash. And you execute the squeeze by cashing all the winners when you've got the count correct. And you have to do that in a particular way. And this is for the automatic squeezes. You've got to cash the winners and be in the hand which doesn't have an entry card. Have a look at it. Has it become good because you squeeze somebody? And otherwise, cross over on the entry and try to see if the other ones have become good. So you're going to see loads of these things at work today. And let us start off on the first one. So let me see. I'm in there, right? Okay. The lead is, well, it says the Ace of Hearts here, but surely most of us need the King. And the initial play, I assume, for most of you against this contract, went as follows. I want to and another one, and there we go. And the likely continuation, well, I'm almost certain what I would play at this point, although it's probably fatal, is the King of Clubs, because I would then be working towards, in the West seat to help Bob out. West would work towards an additional trick by leaving the King of Clubs to try and set up the fourth and setting trick for his side. So we're going to win that, and imagine partner gives count. And you can see that you are going to be able to draw trumps, and your natural way of making the contract by force is that you have a 3-3 diamond break. So you play off after cashing a few spades, the ace, king, queen of diamonds, and then your 4 of diamonds becomes good. So can we add to that line? Well, you can, because when you play off that ace, king, queen of diamonds, if the diamonds aren't breaking, then although the 4 of diamonds isn't a winner, it would be a threat. And if you look back at those notes, you remember a threat is a card that can only be beaten by one player. And whoever's got the 4 card or 5 card diamond suit, that is the player that will have the guard that would beat the 4 of diamonds. Well, whenever you've got a threat, always have a look to see you've got another. And this is why I said that either the King of Clubs might be fatal, because it's made it obvious to us that the Jack of Clubs is another threat. It's a card that can only be beaten by one player. I assume that's West, but it's the player with the Queen of Clubs. Now, you would have to be lucky for this to be a squeeze and for a squeeze to work, because a squeeze requires both of the guards to be in the same opposing hand. So if there is going to be a squeeze, the guards are the 4th round of diamonds and the Queen of Clubs. The same opponent would have to hold both of them, which if you cheat a little and look at the West hand, you see that's actually going to happen to us this time. So we don't know that, but we should still play for it as an additional chance that doesn't cost anything at all. And the way to do it is to play up all your winners, ending in the hand that has a threat without an entry. I call these single threats. They're often single cards. See if you can cash it. And if not, only then try your luck on the other suit, which is the one with the entry. So it's very easy to play this time. We're in the north hand, so we can actually start drawing trumps by doing this.
By all your winners, Alan, you don't include the ace, king, and queen of diamonds.
I'm sorry, I should have emphasized that. Yes, the threats in the diamond suit. Sorry, the entry in the diamond suit is the ace or the king or the queen of diamonds. extra winners in that suit don't count. Um, you can play a couple of them off if you like, but it makes no difference to the squeeze, because if you keep an extra couple of winning cards in the entry suit, then the opposition have to keep an extra couple of cards as well. So the squeeze plays just the same for additional winning cards in the suit with the entry threat. If, on the other hand, I'd had an ace of hearts somewhere or an ace of clubs somewhere, I'd need to catch that and get it out of the way, because that would be one of my winners. But you're right, Colin. Winners in the communication
The entry threat suit.
make no difference to the squeeze. So there's nothing left for us to do except continue. Oh, it's a winner. I'm going to drop it. I'm feeling good tens. Okay, I've got no other winners to cash, so the squeeze works by continuing just to cash all our winners. There's another one here. And this is the part that people who aren't aware of squeezes find really difficult. They hate cashing the last trump, because you never know. East might get in with his jack of diamonds and run his 4-card heart suit. You wouldn't want to lose 4 heart tricks, would you? So they hang on to the jack of spades, the last trump. And if you don't cash every single one of your winners, the squeeze isn't going to work. So here we go with our squeeze. East can do anything he likes. He's not really the person being squeezed. Come on, come on. There you go. And that's a useless card to us. But Paul West actually did have both the guards. Which should he do? Should he throw away the queen of clubs, or should he throw away a diamond? Either's going to be fatal. He would probably cross his fingers and hope that his partner's got the jack of clubs. He'll see that he's going to be the person looking after the diamond suit. I am fairly sure that he would throw away the 5 of diamonds. Sorry, no, not the 5 of diamonds.
Queen of clubs.
No, the queen of clubs. He would be thinking to himself, well, I got to do that. Maybe partner's got the jack of clubs and we'll be okay anyway. Now, from North's point of view, the person running the squeeze, the only thing you ever keep track of is whether the single threat has become a winner. It has. He's just thrown away the queen of clubs. You need to go and cash it. Rarely difficult when it's an honor. Most people keep track when it's an honor. But every now and again, you're going to have a squeeze where you've got the 7 of clubs and they're thrown away the 8 of clubs. You need to be careful about what you're looking for, but you're looking for the card that beats your single threat. Here is obvious. I'm going to cash my jack.
There was a case later on in tonight's hands where the 6 of hearts became a winner and declarer didn't recognise it or apparently
no, painful. Okay, and of course now I'm going to play the 3 diamonds because they're winners, and Sandra always loves to see claim contracts, so I'm claiming the contract. So that's 101 of squeezes, in the sense that one thing I didn't check with you, that you had all the winners except 1. I should really have done that to show that that important criterion was satisfied. But they kind of said it, they had to set it up for you, really. They had to play ace of hearts, king of hearts, rough a heart, because they needed those 3 tricks to get even close to setting you. And while they didn't have to give you the clue of leading the king of clubs, nevertheless, it was a natural thing to do. So, well, that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes.
Even if they didn't switch to the king of clubs, Alan, you'd be forced, or at least
you play for it. Yes,
you'd play for it still as a possibility. Yes.
But it would be harder for me to see, Colin. I'd be thinking,
I agree.
Well, yeah. So I say. West made a normal play, but he did make it easy for me to recognise that I had a threat in the. I had one anyway, but I didn't know for sure.
We've said it often enough. If the diamonds are breaking 3-3 now, they'll still be breaking 3-3 at the end. You know, so you take an extra chance if you can find it.
Okay, now I think I've got the right auction here. This says it's 1 diamond. Pass 2 clubs.
I'm just put the auction up now.
Yeah, it's okay. And 3 no trumps. Wow. Not very modern. 3 no trumps shows a 6-card diamond suit, doesn't it, these days? 2 no trumps is 18 to 90.
Yeah.
With 2 no trump, 3 no, with 20, you'd have opened with 2 no trump.
We play 2 no trumps as forcing anyway, don't we? So.
I don't think it's standard in 2/1 for 3 no trumps to be.
Oh, is it not? Okay. Okay.
So, and 6 no trump. There we go. That's lovely. According to these notes on the left-hand side, the lead is the
Queen of Spades.
Queen of Spades. Okay, well, that's very reasonable. So, right, okay. So I've got 2 spade tricks. That's nice. I've got 3 heart tricks, which I can set up by pushing out the ace of hearts. I've got 3 club tricks. That's 8, and I've got 3 diamond tricks. So by force, once I tackle the heart suit, I would have 11 tricks. I still need the clubs to come in. The clubs should come in. Most of the time, so like 68%, they're going to break 3-2. Indeed. Maybe I should just play the clubs straight away, because most of the time they break and I just have loads and loads of tricks just from the club suit alone. Well, the answer is no, because if the clubs are going to break, they'll break later on. Meanwhile, by setting up winners in the heart suit, I'll bring myself up to 11 tricks. And who knows, when you have 11 tricks and 11 winners and you're playing for 12, then you're in squeeze territory, whereby the clubs, instead of being regarded as a suit I can set up, I can regard them as the 7 of clubs as a threat card. And who knows, maybe I'll have another threat card. 2 threats always means you can increase your chances by playing it as a squeeze. So my line is very definitely to win and force out the ace. I don't know whether North will take this or not. So the Queen's been led. I don't want this to be. I probably would take it. I'd be a little scared that he needs a heart trick and he's going to run those clubs against me. So I probably would win. Although even then, partner led the Queen of Spades. He won't have the king. And declare must have the. I don't really see any clear-cut thing here. Maybe I should have got the ace of. Okay, going to win that. Okay. And now I can. Well, now I can. Well, I can run this now as a squeeze. So for squeezes, I would need 2 threats. I need a count. I know where to start. I need the count. I've got the count. If you look at the winners you've got, you now do have 3 winners in the club suit. You've got 3 winners in the heart suit, and you've got 3 winners in the diamond suit. So that's 9 winners. Cards you can cash right this second, and there's 10 cards left to play. So there's 10 tricks to go. We have 9 winners, all but 1. I can look for threats, and I may have threats in 2 suits. I know I've got a threat in the club suit. Only 1 person can, if the clubs aren't breaking, only 1 person can look after the club suit. So whoever that person is, that person would have the guard against my 7 of clubs. Do I have another threat? Well, probably. West seemed happy to leave the Queen of Spades,
South.
and oh, Sal. It's a good job you're here, Colin. These
Tangent
orientations have
two.
been all my life. I've had trouble with them. So South led the Queen of Spades quite happy. I'm fairly sure South has got the Jack of Spades, but South would be even happier leading the spades suit with a Queen Jack 10. And again, North might have led the 10 back to clarify to his partner that he had it. So I'm thinking that South has got the Jack and the 10 of spades, in which case my 9 of spades is a threat because there's only one person who can beat the 9, and that's South. So I need to be lucky. The same person must have the guards. So if there is to be a squeeze, South has got the spade guard. It would also have to be South who's got 4 or 5 clubs, stopping me running the club suit. So what you have to do is waste everybody's time because maybe the clubs are breaking all along, but you can't afford to find out. You will ruin your entry to cross into the second of your threats if you let's find out what's going on. And suddenly you'll have a single threat with the 9 of spades, a single threat with the 7, but no way to communicate between the two hands. So you have to bore everybody to death by playing off all the other winners, leaving yourself in the hand with the threat that does not have an entry. So that means I need to end up in the east hand, and I think that's what's always going to happen, almost however I play my cards. Take my hearts first, say, and yeah, that's jolly good. He does have Queen Jack 10 of spades, so it's really nice. Play this one off, and he's going to keep his winners, and that's unnecessary. And now I'm going to cash my other suit, making sure I end in hand, in the east hand, that is. Over I go. Okay. And now this is my magic moment when I cash my last winner, watching out to see if my 9 of spades has become a winner instead of a threat. So I cash this, and well, I reckon from the card that North played, he'll realize he must keep the Jack of spades. But looking at dummy, he'll also know he's got to keep the 4-card club suit. I don't know which one he'll keep. He has to throw one of them. Let's suppose he keeps the Jack of spades and say, okay, I'll take mine. So the net result of our squeeze is that we force the person who was guarding 2 suits to unguard one of them. Now, is our 9 of spades a winner? Can I cash it? No, I haven't seen the Jack of spades. So, okay. I don't know whether this has worked or not. I'm just now going to try the other suit and see how it goes. And good to see that the clubs weren't breaking, and magically my last club has become a winner. I do feel a bit embarrassed sometimes with these sorts of squeezes. I carefully go and duck a card here, and then I do it, and then I play off all my winners, and I come down to that, and then it turns out the clubs were 4-3-2 all along, and I could have claimed at trick 1. But if you don't do this when their clubs are not breaking 3-2, well, there is often a squeeze there, but if you don't actually play through this line of getting the count right, getting your winners, setting up your second threat, and so on, then you'll never pull off a squeeze. So people just have to bear with you, or you slowly cash all your winners.
Can I mention something, Alan?
No, Senate didn't realize the 9 of spades was a winner. No. No, the only thing you ever watch, Jack. Sorry, I don't know your partner's name, of course. The only thing you ever watch is to see whether the single threat has become a winner, and then you just try the other one in sort of, well, there's nothing else to do. Squeeze is a science fiction, Sanya?
On the choice of when South on this occasion had to choose between unguarding the clubs and throwing the jack of spades, I mean, it's fairly obvious on this occasion that neither was going to be effective. But if he knows that the jack of spades is required, there's always the possibility that declarer has not got a club in his hand. You know, he might have had diamonds left along with the two spades, if you see what I mean. So it's not going to happen here. Quite obviously, East has got clubs, and the squeeze is working, and South knows it.
Yeah, the reason I thought he knew he had to keep the jack of spades was his partner's card.
Didn't play the 10.
His partner played back the 8 of spades, and
exactly.
He's had to have the 9 of spades. So, but personally, I think he'd just have been depressed and pull out the card. Okay, let's go on to board number 3. Export to the table. And move on my original set of things over here. Oh, this doesn't look so bad. So South is 1, no trump. And 2 clubs, 2 down, right. So North tries Stayman. South doesn't have anything. Do we need to? Let's do it because it sometimes affects how the defense behaves. So 2 clubs, pass, 2 diamonds, and 3 no trumps. Okay. So the lead is. Interest. What would you?
5 apart, Alan.
I know what the lead is, Colin. I'm just wondering what I would. My order. If a guy called Alan Moll runs the lead column in the English Bridge magazine, and I was talking to him about the order in which I rate leads, and I told him that my 4th most favourite lead is to lead from a 4-card suit with an honour. I said it usually gives away a trick, and then you have to work forever playing the suit to get the trick back that you gave away on the opening lead. Your choice here, Colin. What would you lead if you had?
I would lead a spade.
Yeah, I would have led a spade as well. 3-card suits are often better because they have good chances of finding a partner with 5-card suits without leading away from an honour to set up a win.
It's a toss-up between a spade and a diamond. I think either is not unreasonable.
Spades are slightly better, so I'd have gone.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, anyway, so he needs the time, and this time he's kind of got away with it. Because his partner does have an honour, and not only that, South's honours are dropping under the ace and king. So in fact, your 9 and 6 are now equal strength against the jack and the 4. So even if South had the 7 of hearts, if I lead the 9 of hearts, forcing out the jack, I have set up a winner for myself, the 6 of hearts. So this lead looks as though it hasn't worked out too badly. What am I going to do? I'm going to throw something away. Right, I'm trying to think of various things here. Well, let me count my tricks. I got 4 tricks in diamonds, 3 tricks in spades, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got the jack of hearts for 8, and I got the ace king of clubs for 9 and 10. So in fact, Although West has been working hard to set up additional winners, hoping he's setting the contract, my contract was never really going to be in difficulty. I always kind of started with 9 tricks. He's actually managed to give me the Jack of Hearts, which I guess I could have worked for it. I could have played the Queen of Hearts and the Ten of Hearts and maybe set it up myself. The problem is not making the contract. It's that, as you were told at the beginning, you are playing match points. Now, the thing about match points is that the scoring is all about the number of people you beat, not how much you beat them by. So if actually I am able to make an additional trick here and nobody else does, I will be able to score 460. Everybody else will score 430, and that 30-point difference will give me 100% score because I'll beat everybody. So it's not like when you're playing imp scoring where you go and bid a slam and everybody's in game. So you've got 1430 and they've only got 680 or something. There you get the real bonus of 13 imps coming in, because that score it's the score that gives you your result. But when it's match points, it's just beating everybody. And that means over tricks are gold currency when it comes to match points. Scoring an over trick can make the difference between getting a 25% score and a 75% score. They're not sort of things you can say, oh, I'm making my contract, I don't care anymore. They're all about, I got to find a way to squeeze this one additional trick out and push my score above 50% rather than below. So here, well, one thing I don't want to do is duck a club. That would limit me to 10 tricks straight away. There's no extra tricks in spades or something. There's only clubs really can make an extra trick for me. But again, if I play off the ace and king, it's hardly likely that I would drop the queen, the jack, and the 10 all together, setting up my 9.
They're going to break 2.5, Alan.
Yeah, that's a 2. I've rarely played for it, but I'm told when it works, it's really effective. So what it's going to do, well, all you can do, of course, is say, well, when order is there a squeeze on? So for a squeeze, I need 2 threats. There's no way of doing this by force, you see. So have I got threat? Well, I see 1 threat. They set it up for me. That 4 of hearts can only be beaten by 1 other player. And from the line of play, I would actually judge it to be West. So West has the last heart. I wish I'd been paying attention. I really should know what it is, but it's bigger than my 4. And assuming, well, no, not assuming. However clubs break, if they're 3-2, I can cash the ace and the king. Only 1 player will be able to beat the 9. And similarly, if they're 4-1, I can cash the ace and the king. Only 1 player will be able to beat the 9. So the 9 of clubs is a threat as well. And now I have to distinguish what sort are they. Well, I think you see that the club 9 is a threat with an entry because it's got the ace and king of clubs. And I think you can see that the 4 of hearts is a single threat because it's all on its own sum. There's no way that I can cross over in the heart suit and then cash the 4. So if I end up playing this as a squeeze, the count is right. I have 10 tricks. There's 11 tricks left to do. Sorry, I have 10 winners. So there's 11 tricks left to play. What I've got to do is play to end with the 4 of hearts, watching out to see if it's become a winner. So that means I certainly have to play the spades first. I certainly don't want to play the diamonds first and then the spades, because I'd end up in the wrong hand. I'd end up with the clubs, not with the 4 of hearts. So I'm going to throw away, well, I can throw away a diamond or a club. I'll throw away a club, an extra club, don't matter. It's spades I must do first to make sure it's not so much I'm doing them first. It's that I want to do diamonds last. That's what really matters to me. Okay. Don't need that card. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to play my diamonds off. And we're already at nothing else needs to be done. We're just playing off our winners to execute the actual squeeze. And we're playing our last card in the hand with the single winner. So he'll throw that, I'll throw that. And, well, if I was West, I'd throw the 6 of hearts, wondering, will he notice his 4 of hearts is a winner? I don't know. I did make a big song and dance when I took all those hearts early on. If he does throw the 6 there, I didn't know what it was. I knew it was bigger than mine. If the 6 of hearts is thrown, you just cash your 4 of hearts before going across to your ace king of clubs. Of course, he might not. I can't remember the auction, but he may be hoping that his partner's got 3 clubs over there to the jack. So if so, he was saying, well, I've got to go keep the 6 of hearts because of the sword heart. I'll throw the 8 of clubs and hope that partner can guard the club suit. Then we would say, when he didn't throw a heart, 4 of hearts is not a winner. Nothing else to do now. Let's see how we do on the remaining suit. And often you find you haven't succeeded because there was never a squeeze on in the first place. You only have squeezes when the same player has both of the guards. But West did have both of the guards, and now West is paying for it as I draw in my 9 of clubs in the end. They're so easy, these things, if you know what to do. You need the count, and you need a single threat, and you need a threat with an empty entry, and then you just play them all off, ending in the hand with a single threat, keeping track of whether that single card has become a winner. And you don't need to bother with the other one. You just fall back on the other one if that single threat hasn't become a winner. They're really nice to play. They really are.
You get such a buzz out of it when you do it on purpose for the first time, I'll tell you.
I do all by accident. As you know. Okay, export to the table. There we go. And surely even you could start doing them now, son. Yeah, we don't think anything. Yeah, that's right. You have to. It does seem a bit strange, to be honest, cashing an ace, king, queen of spades like that. Surely by 2080 you'd be on top of it. Okay, right. I got some bidding over here.
Selling yourself too short, Sam.
1 card. Right? No.
She's not going to give you the auction now.
Ah, of course. This is the board 4, which has been replaced. So 4, 5, 6. Let me give me a moment. So it's
there you go. You got the auction there now. 1 club, really?
Oh, right. What's wrong with 1 club, Colin? It's 2 over 1, right?
Oh yes, of course, yes. I was looking at it from the east hand, yes. Yeah.
Right, so 1 club.
All right, leave me alone. Let me go back to sleep.
Yes, if you, I'll send you my book on how to play 2 over 1. Right.
Yeah, okay. I've got one actually. I just haven't read it. I had somebody gave it to me as a Christmas present, and I've opened it and looked at it. I really haven't done much with it.
Yeah, okay. Right. I think too strong for a 2-spade bid with the outside diamond suit, so I'm happy
I'll tell you what, Sanya, I watched 2 over 1 occasionally, and what on earth is going on? Honestly, I need to read the book.
Now this is something I don't know, Sanya. Is two hearts game forcing or merely competitive against them?
Quite
So
right, Pat. Mm,
oh, Sanya's not
calling me
telling
a
me.
chicken. Mm.
So pass. Three hearts. Pass. Four no trumps. Guess it was forcing. Pass. And auction's disappearing. Five hearts. I people keep speaking and then the thing sends gives me disappears. So when I shot five hearts, right? And six hearts. Okay. So six hearts. There we go. Right, okay. So okay. So Jack was telling us Jack, Joe, or Blue. Oh, okay. Not game forcing. Is it forcing for one round though, Jack? Because F1. Yeah. Okay. So the two hearts initially forcing for one round. Three hearts minimum. I've got hearts with you. I'm very strong on this side of the table. I am taking charge. Right. Lovely. Okay. Great auction. Wonderful system to everyone. And the lead is the oh, you're gonna have to tell me that as well. The lead is the spade three. Right, okay. Right, so um I don't know whether to, I mean really we should always uh always plan your hand as early as possible. So let's do a we're east west for a little bit. Okay, I'm going to lose a spade. There was no preemptive bid. I'm thinking I can rough the second spade low, and I've got loads of hearts anyway. So there's no particular rush to do anything. I have six heart tricks, two diamond tricks, and three clubs. I'll have 11 tricks once I get in. I'm going to have to find another one. That's going to be a bit of a problem. Let's see what they play. Going to play his ace, I assume. Yes, bit of a shame. And let's be north for a second. That has to be a genuine card, I think. Be very subtle if he had king to three and he's stopping me giving my partner a spade rough. Um, so no, I don't think so. So, well, I think I should probably try and switch to the Queen of Diamonds and try and set up some tricks in the diamond suit. Not great thinking, I have to tell you. When you're against a slam, you shouldn't be saying what I said there. Oh, let's start playing the and set up some diamond tricks, as if I'm going to get in, I'm going to play another diamond, and then I'm going to get in again. Then I cash my 10 of diamonds, and yay, I've set the contract, set this slam by cashing my 10 of diamonds. You really should be thinking a bit more strategically. For instance, should I be breaking up entries by leading a club, or should I play another spade back, or perhaps I should be killing the trumps? But you certainly shouldn't be doing what I just said about let's set some tricks up for ourselves in the diamond suit, because when they're in the slam, that sort of thing is not really what you should be concentrating on. Anyway, that's what we switched to. And I'll tell partner I have a double turn. Right. So I'm back to me now in the east seat, Bob. Again, I seem to have 11 tricks left to go. I've got six hearts, another diamond for seven, three clubs for 10. And if only I had one more trick, I would have no problems making this contract. So I have no natural way to do this. I could rough the six and seven of spades, but the idea that the queen and jack are going to come down and the 10, so that my nine is a winner, is utterly remote. Um, there's nothing um, in the diamond suit. I suppose I could play ace king The trouble with that is, North switch to the Queen of Diamonds. That was no good anyway, is it? If I play Ace King and tried to ruff a diamond, I've lost a trick. So I've gone down. So that's no good. Okay, so when all else fails, is there a squeeze on? At least we've got the count. We've got 10 tricks in hand and 10 winners in hand and 11 tricks left to play, 11 cards to go. Do I have any threats? Well, yes, I reckon the 9 of diamonds is a threat because I think he wouldn't lead the Queen without the Queen Jack 10. So I'm not 100% convinced, but I'm quite desperate here. So I'm going to assume my 9 of diamonds is a threat. Only North can beat it. Do I have another threat? Well, not at the moment. I bet everybody can beat the 9 of spades, but maybe they can't if I ruff a couple of cards in the suit. After all, North bid the suit. North probably has 5 or 6 of them. If I ruff the 7 and the 6 of spades, so I'm just left with the 9, very likely my 9 will be a threat as well. That would give me 2 threats, and delightfully, I think the guards were both in the North hand. I think North's got the Jack and 10 of diamonds, and I think North will have the last spade, which is beating the 9. So
you always were lucky, Alan. Yeah.
well, I do have the help of being able to see all the hands, Tom. In real life, I would just be conceding the contract at this point. Okay. I'll probably draw a round of trumps. I don't see how that can cost me because I have no second entry with the. But I would use this one now. I think I'm going to ruff the first spade, aren't I? Oh, I'm going to play some more. So okay, play high, cross over. Okay, so all the trumps have gone anyway now, so no problem. Right, I'm going to ruff my first spade to try and set up. Cool. I don't have to ruff high because the 5 of hearts isn't an entry. Okay, got to get over there to ruff another spade. Okay, so cross over to the Queen and ruff another spade, and now North surely should have all the remaining winning spades because North overcalled in spades. So since South has 3, North should have the Queen and the Jack of spades, the 2 remaining spades. Okay, I've now set up an additional threat card for myself. The 9 of spades is a threat. The 9 of diamonds is a threat. Now I have to say which is which. Well, I think it's fairly clear. It's clear to me the diamond is the entry threat, the one that I can cross to and fro in because he's got the king of diamonds with it. The 9 of spades is all lonesome and sour sod, no friends whatsoever. The 9 of spades is the single threat, and that's the one I must be with at the end of the squeeze process. So the squeeze process is, now I'm ready with the squeeze, cash all my winners, and end up with the 9 of spades. So what are my winners? Well, obviously the ace king of clubs, but also the Queen and the Jack of hearts. So when I say to you, cash all your winners, you've got to cash that Queen and the Jack of hearts as well, because they're winners. And, they're not playing any role as trumps anymore. And which do we do first? Well, you want to end up with the 9 of spades. You must cash the heart winners first. Because otherwise you wouldn't end up with the 9 of spades to okay, now I start cashing my other winners, which puts me in the hand I want to be in. And this should be my squeeze card. And I'm watching out for whether the 9 of spades has become a winner. I've already seen the Jack of spades go. So, well, I'll just watch. Certainly, if West throws the Queen of Spades, I'm going to cash that nine. That's the card I'm concentrating on. If he does something different, well, then I'm not going to cash the nine of spades, and I'm just going to see how the other suit goes. I have no idea whether this is going to come in or not. It's just if my single winner isn't a winner, I just cross in the entry suit and see whether the squeeze work. And it has worked. And I've claimed the contract. So Sanya's pleased as well. Everybody's very happy. I wonder if donating the first hand prevents the squeeze more. For board three. Um, Ducking, maybe for donating.
I mean, messaging you private, Alan. We don't know what
Good point. Soccer, no, went to the table. Soccer to the table for board three, although I missed it at the time. I wonder if donating the first hand prevents squeeze, question mark, small h. Yeah, well, loads of sympathy there, Jothi. Um, uh, really, one of the major causes is people not succeeding with their squeezes is they are scared to play off the trumps. But if it's a squeeze you're trying to go for, trumps aren't trumps anymore. They're simply winners. Very often the opponents have none left. Is just a habit not to throw away your last trump because you may need it later. You just got to get past that. They've now just become winners, just like any other winner.
Matter of thinking ahead, Alan. You know, what can happen if I do this?
No, I really think there's a sort of trained response here. After all,
I know.
you never say draw an extra round of trumps. Oh, I've just drawn one of dummies, and you consider it a sort of awful thing to have done because maybe I could have used that trump in dummy. It's a habit of thinking of trumps as generating options in your play and giving you things, but it's a drawback when you reach a squeeze position because trumps have just become winners and you just have to cash them. Yeah, you may. That's right. I say that the common thing I have to give you trump because if they get in, they may run their 4-card club suit against me, and this with only 5 tricks remaining. They're not going to do that. They're just winners. Just cash them in the right order to end in the right hand. Board number 5. Export. Not this for spade. Reasons I have 4 bidding, 1 spade, 2 diamonds. Oh, overcard. So I may need that information. So let's do 1 spade. 2 diamonds. 2 spades. 3 diamonds. 4 spades. That's right. Yeah, sounds good. And the lead is the diamond ace, or I don't know. I need the diamond kings, and I need ace for attitude, king for count. And normally with a long suit, you want the count rather than the king. So I guess I'm playing my system here rather than the original person. Okay, who do I want to be at the moment? Let's be North for a bit because we should always do this. How many tricks do I have as North? I expect spades to break, not 4-0. I expect to have 4 6-spade tricks, 3 heart tricks for 9, 8 of clubs for 10. I don't see any problems making my contract here. So just you can't see this. It's on 105. Right. Okay. I want to see what they did. Okay. Again, if I was in match points, I'd be thinking, I wonder where I can get another trick from. But there's nowhere obvious to me at the moment. So anyway, let's see what happens. I would play the four. I don't know what South is. According to this, yeah, disapprove. It says in my the original file that South plays the seven. I disapprove of things like that. Oops. Let me go undo. I think you should always try and give the clearest signal possible. And if you had the Queen, the 10, and the 7, maybe you'd raise partner with that, and your 7 would be the lowest card, and it would um, playing the 7 is what you'd have to do to tell partner you have a 3-card suit. So you should always play your second highest card, unless it is actually a natural winner. Now, here the 10 of diamonds can't be a winner in the sense that partner's overcalled, partner's got a 5-card diamond suit, I have 4 diamonds, there's 3 diamonds in dummy. There is no way there's a card coming along that I need the 10 of diamonds to go and beat. So I strongly disapprove of people who hoard apparently high cards, but actually end up not signaling as clearly as they should do to partner. If it had been Queen Jack, I might be a bit worried. Even then, partner's got the ace. No, even then I wouldn't be worried. Okay, so with a clear signal, it looks obvious that the next diamond is going to be roughed. But it's not obvious that we should do anything else. I am now east trying to think of how to beat the contract, and I'm not madly keen to lead away from my king of clubs. It might be needed to beat the queen of clubs if that's in Declarer's hand. I don't particularly want to play the hearts either. Should I lead a spade? No, because there's no roughs in dummy that are likely to happen. It's not like the declarer is going to start roughing diamonds in the dummy. So I would probably just continue with another diamond, and let's see whether the declarer can do whatever we want to do. So where am I up to? I started with 6 tricks in spades, and I got 5. I got 3 hearts, 6, 7, 8. 6, 7, 8. I got the cup, and I got the cup of 10. Right. Okay. So I say I'm not bothered. Maybe I'd cash the ace of spades. I wouldn't if there is a bad trump break, a 4-0 trump break. I'd like to know. Right. Okay. I think my best chance is to try and set up a club. Oh, I know, I've got some help over here. Oh, he agrees. He thinks I should go and play a club as well. So,
So do I.
oh, do you? What about ace of spades first? I'm a bit torn on that one. Fine. Anyway, he wants to play a club. No need to wait. Oh, wait a bit. Do I get thrown in? No, I can always exit a spade. I don't think I can be thrown in. So I'll play the 10, and partner would give count, and they think we continue with another diamond. Right, well, that's a winner. So rough that one. And surely now I want to play some trumps.
Yeah, so if you dock another club, you're back to the 10 tricks you started.
Oh yes, of course. Indeed, the point of docking the club was twofold. One of them was to correct the counts. Remember, for a squeeze, easy to squeeze. Well, I don't have any natural tricks in hearts. Hearts will break at least 4-3. somebody will be able to beat it. Do I have any natural tricks in clubs? Yes, if they're 3-3, but if they are 3-3, I've got to duck 2 rounds of clubs, and then I have conceded the extra trick that I want to go and gain. But if I duck a club, I've corrected the count, and if clubs are 4-2, then only one person will be able to beat the 9 of clubs. So ducking the club was, I should have said this at the time, it's a multiple prong thing. One of them, I didn't have the right count. I'm supposed to have all the winners except one. And I didn't really have a threat at that point because everybody was guarding clubs. Now, if I'm lucky and one person has got 4 clubs and the other person only a doubleton, then only one person guards the clubs. And of course, I've got a similar thing with a heart suit. Only one person will be able to beat the 6 of hearts at the end of the day. So I'm kind of set up for my squeeze, but right now I'm just busy drawing trumps to make sure there's no accidents. And what would he throw? I won't throw that. Won't throw that. Probably throw that. And Queen, Jack, and follow suit. Okay, so well, I've got to keep the okay. Right, I've drawn trumps. So where do I want to be? I want to be with my single threat. Well, I can play this in more than one way, I see. I can play it so I cash my 8 of spades and then cash the king and the ace and the queen of hearts. Then I'd be with the single threat of the 6, but I'd be able to cross over to the ace of clubs and try my other threat, the 9 of clubs. Or I could cash the 8 of spades and the ace of clubs, and then I'd be with my 9 of clubs as the single threat, reversing their roles now. And if the 9 of threat's a winner, wonderful. If the 9 of clubs isn't a winner, then I try my luck on the heart suit. I don't think there's any difference between these. It's like that sometimes. You just have a choice. Either of these could be the entry suit, and either could be the single threat that you see whether you can cash. So I need to cash my winners. Which will I cash? How about doing it this way? I'll cash the 8 of spades. That's one of my winners, and I'll do it by cashing the heart suit, I think. And well, I don't know it, but West is being squeezed even as we speak. Yes, he'd probably throw his club away and hope that partner is looking after the club suit. And then from my point of view, I'd finish off the squeeze by cashing that winner and crossing over to the table to be with my single winner, which is now the 6 of hearts. That's the card which only one person would be able to beat, but I don't have an entry to it. I haven't seen the Jack of Hearts, so now I just try my luck on the other suit. And magically, the same person did have the guard, so once again, in comes the contract. So that's what I could have played different ways. I could have turned the 9 of clubs into my single threat. I could have played up all my winners to be with the 9 of clubs. And if they had kept the club winners, then I would just try the hearts, and then the hearts would have provided me a winner if the club hadn't become one. So I don't know how people did with that. So I'll even find out. So why does it take so long between rounds? Do you think he's on the call, Sonia?
No, he's not on the call. He's just asked me if it's through voice. I will give him the link.
Oh, voice is on as well, Colin. So
yeah, I know it is. Yeah.
Hurry, the heart switch breaks the linkage. This is after the ace of.
You can win the King of Hearts, and
It's absolutely right. Yes, it's why I think signals are so important. Remember, we led the King of Diamonds, and I said really he should be playing the 10 to make it absolutely clear it's a 4-card suit. And indeed, if you're well versed in squeeze technique, leading a heart and then another heart breaks communication. You've now turned the 6 of hearts into the single threat because there's no entry to it, but there's no way to cash all your winners and end with the heart. So Jock is quite right. If instead of continuing the diamonds, he'd switch to heart, and then when he won the club, switch to another heart, then the squeeze would actually go down.
I imagine that sometime in the future, Alan, you will be covering defending against squeezes, and that will be one of the defences to break
Well, I
up.
wasn't planning to do it again, Colin. I mean, I did do a whole course on squeezes,
I know you did. Yeah.
and it's just that since Sanya said she was going to do one, I thought since lots of people are still unsure of them, we should, just try and change all the hands. One of the hands was truly quite fierce, and I got rid of and replaced with another of these automatic squeezes. Let's keep previous boarded as B3 to the end. Okay. Previous
board 6.
Oh, you want to keep board 6 until the end?
No, she's saying we'll keep the discussion to any other boards until the end of the event, the end of the session.
Right, okay. Moving on. What am I doing here? Right, okay. Bit concerned about pegging. Okay, let's export into the table, upload the table. Right, and what we can do this is spade 7, 2 clubs, 2 no trump, 3 spades, 4 spades, 6 spades. So there's no opposing bidding. We have 2 no trump. Right, okay. Right, okay. Right, okay. Well, I think we just quit to 6 spades here, can't we? So there's 2 passive. That's what's throwing me down. Right, it's West is opening the right. Okay, so I'm going to pass, and I think all we need is the 6 spade bid by West, because there's no clues from what the opponent's doing. Okay, West plays 6 spade. Lead is a spade 7. Oh, really? Oh, okay. I was always taught you never lead a high trump because you never know when you're going to be overriding the 4 of trumps in dummy. And if you lead your high ones, even if they're 7s, one of these days you'll be unhappy. Okay, so apparently we lead the spade 7, and well, I think I'm going to be West. I'm the declarer. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 6, 7 in the hearts, 8, 9 in the clubs, and 10, 11 in the diamonds. Okay, so where can I get an extra trick from? And I think the okay, I don't see the correct. So if I my trouble is at the point if I miscounted it, I got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So if I concede right. If I concede the diamond and rough a diamond, I'm roughing the long hand. Right, that doesn't gain a trick. So the only way I can generate a trick here by force, apart from being lucky and dropping the queen jack double to the clubs, is that the heart finesse is working for me. If the heart finesse is working, that is really useful because I can cash the ace of hearts, cross back to dummy, and then discard one of my losing clubs or diamonds, and then I'll have made the contract. And as I told you before, although these will be squeeze hands, squeezes are inherently not very likely. Let me just so very definitely I would be thinking of taking the heart finesse here because that's a solid 50% chance to give me an extra trick. Even if it loses, I haven't really lost anything. I can still use the king of hearts to go and throw away the club, so I don't have a club loser. So I reckon that's what I do. Do I want to draw trumps? No, I don't have many interest in dummy. I probably would try and win this. I'm guessing a bit here. I normally put notes about winning dummy and take the finesse straight away or something, but I'm not expecting any roughs. I would probably, at trick 2, take the heart finesse as my best chance of making the contract. Well, that's pretty much of a blow. I really had wanted to score a trick there, and then I would have had 12 tricks. So North's thinking about what to return. While he does that, what chances do we have left for us? Well, the only piece of good news is that I did start with 11 tricks, and now that I've lost one, basically I've got with the 11 cards remaining, I have got 10 winners. So I've actually got the count for a squeeze, and I'm starting to think of squeezes because, of course, there is no way I can do it by force. Well, I suppose there might be queen jack doubled in the clubs, but that's a once in a blue moon piece of luck for that to happen. I can't duck a diamond to set up a diamond because then I've lost a trick. But what I do have are threats, or at least possible threats. Let me think. I certainly would have a threat in the diamond suit. If I could rough a diamond as well, that might be good. And then only one person could guard the 4th round. Maybe diamonds break 4-2, and then all I've got to do is catch ace king of diamonds. Then I'd have a threat because only one player will be able to take even the 3rd round of diamonds. I would have to be lucky to have a club threat. But if somebody's got the queen and the jack together, then I would have a threat with the 9 or a threat with the 10. Either of those would be good. So I don't see much else to play for. Somehow or other, I've got to turn my diamond suit into a threat, and I've got to go and turn my my club suit into I've got to be lucky and have a threat in the club suit as well. So what I've got to go and do is let me think. Where do I have entries? The threats are the diamond in the east hand. So I've got to play off the ace king of diamonds as 2 of my winners. So the 6 of diamonds doesn't have an entry with it. So I reckon I'm going to play off the ace king of diamonds and turn the six of diamonds into a threat. And that means I'm going to have my 10 of clubs used as my threat with an entry card of the king of clubs. So that would be my way of getting back to my hand, to the west hand, as part of the squeeze. East has got the single threat, the diamond. West has got the threat with an entry. So what's North going to do? Is it going to play another spade, maybe? So how do I play all these things? Well, I think I can do it this way. I haven't planned this through really, but cash my ace here. Get that out of the way. Minor risk, but nobody led a singleton. Okay, and cross over to dummy, which I want to do to try and cash this king. No, I played this wrong. I should have cashed ace king first. Let me do a little bit better here. Undo. Really, I'd like to rough a diamond as well. So if I actually cash my... Oh, wait a minute. Would they rough the diamonds? Problems. I think it's worth the risk. Okay, so I'm going to play a diamond here. Okay, now I'm going to cross over to dummy. I'm glad nobody roughed anything. Jolly good. And now the king. And I used it to throw my diamond. And now not only can I try and set up a threat card, I can also need to do is probably going to throw a diamond at this. Yes, follow a diamond. Okay, so a bit of a disappointment. I hope diamonds might be 3-3. That would be good. But for all that, I've roughed one and turned the 7 of diamonds into a threat card. It's a single threat card. I need to be with it, ready to cash it as I cash all my winners. So my winners are the ace of spades and the ace of clubs. The king of clubs, of course, is the entry card to go with the 10 of clubs, my other threat. So I have to play up all my winners. This is the bit where Joji gets so worried and nervous. You've got to play it off, I'm afraid. And because the ace is an extension of the club suit, the squeeze is taking place even as we speak. Well, North isn't going to throw away the queen of diamonds because they can see the 7 in dummy. We can actually afford to throw away a club, funnily enough. Now we cross over. And as we reach the hand with our single threat, we're hoping somebody has had to guard the last diamond and the last club. Well, maybe they kept the queen of diamonds, I see, so I'm certainly not going to try and catch the 7 of diamonds. So I fall back on the entry suit, and I hope that somebody's been squeezed out of the queen and the jack, and I'm very lucky. Well, I wasn't that lucky. The heart finesse might have worked, really. And diamonds might have been 3-3. I did work to rough out the diamonds and set up a diamond winner. So I was unlucky about the heart finesse, unlucky that diamond didn't break 3-3, but lucky that North had the queen and the jack. If those cards had been split, North would have been looking after the clubs. North would be looking after the diamond, South would be looking after the clubs, and now I would have gone down in my contract. So, yeah, there's always some, I mean, really, you need 2 guards in the same hand. And that statement alone means you've got to be lucky, Sanya. I mean, there's no reason why the guards are always going to be in the same hand. They're much more likely to be split. So it's a thing you do. And hope that things turn out. And they turn out every now and again. I mean, you may as well play for them. Why not? This is board 7 coming up. Export to the table. I look to see if there's some bidding, but there isn't. I'm so disappointed. Ah, that's why you don't like squeezes. You're not a lucky person. So there was a question on board 6. Was there? Didn't see it. Still don't see it. Okay. 1 spade, 2 not trouble degrees of spades, 3 spades, 4 hearts, 1 of the right, cubic, no blackwood, and on to 6 spades played by the south hand. So I'm going to cut everything short for everybody and over 6 spades. Because of course, yes, the guy also said it's amazing how lucky experts are. If you get his little joke there. Okay. And the lead is a diamond queen. So, yeah. I don't know whether that's a good lead or a bad lead, actually. The way it might set a slam is the king is in the dummy and partner's got the ace. Don't forget, in slams, you're trying to set up 2 tricks. So if you're working towards the jack of diamonds, you're going to lose that to the ace and king of diamonds. Partner's going to get in. You won't have a diamond trick set up for you yet. They'll play another diamond, but they'll still have the ace and the king. I'm not convinced that leads like the queen of diamonds are particularly good for the defending side, because they're more for sort of like defeating 4 spades or defeating 3 no trumps, where the lower values of the cards come into play. But say to defeat a slam, you've got to get 2 tricks from somewhere, and you're going to lose the ace. Partner wins the first trick. You're going to lose the second round of diamonds, and now where's your last trick coming from? So, not convinced a diamond is what's required, but there we go. I am in 6 no trump, and I am south. So I have, 4 spade tricks, maybe 5 if I'm lucky. 3 in hearts for 8, 2 in clubs for 10, 2 in diamonds for 12. Is that right? Yes, 2 in diamonds for 12. So all I need is the spade finesse. Any rush? Not really. My only worry is this a 5-card diamond suit? I see. Right, I'm going to finesse into the east hand. If East plays a diamond back and I go down, because West has led a singleton queen of diamonds, I don't think that's likely. I would be a bit more worried if I was finessing into the West hand, because if West has a 5-card diamond suit, maybe there's a ruff, and maybe I should be playing off ace and another trump straight away. I'm not sure. But as it is, I am fairly comfortable with this, that I am finessing into the hand that probably cannot give partner a ruff, and this is easily my best chance of making the contract. And it's all very sad, of course, because the king is wrong, and yeah, you're in a slam. Should you be playing back to partner? Don't forget, partner then the queen. Declarer has the king. You're not setting up a winner when you play back the 6 of diamonds. I find it unclear. I don't know really whether I want to play hearts and maybe assist Declarer. Although it's fairly safe. There's only the 7 in the dummy. Do I want to play a club? No, I definitely don't want to play a club. If Declarer's got ace, king, smaller clubs, I might have just gifted him a trick with the jack of clubs. So I'm going to play back a diamond from the east point of view. And for me, well, I'm definitely going to win that. I'm going to go down because the Jack of Diamonds is on the left. I know that. Well, it's now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tricks, and there's 10 cards to play. So I have all the tricks except one. Yeah, effectively, I have a diamond loser. I need to somehow get rid of a diamond. So I can't rough anything. I have to duck the diamond to rough a diamond. Roughing the heart is pointless. I'm roughing with a long hand. That doesn't gain a trick. This is very definitely squeezed, i.e. desperation time. There's no way by force, by the use of my high cards and this, that I can generate a winner. But maybe I have threats and I can do my magic to create an extra winner out of my threats. Do I have threats? Yes, I've spotted one straight away. The 10 of diamonds is a threat because only West has the Jack of diamonds. I know it's West. And East will have nothing to do with it. And I've got another one. That 4-2 heartbreak. It is true when I play off the Ace, King, Queen, the 7 of hearts will be a loser, but only one person will be able to beat it. The hearts cannot break 4-4, giving both of them a chance to have a winners. Now, if I'm lucky, the person who's got that fourth heart, the person with the guard, will also be West, and then, of course, I will have a squeeze on. So that's what I'm going to play for as my only chance. And to do that, well, there's trumps to be drawn. There's nothing particular to be set up or roughed out. So I need to end up in the hand with the single threat. That's the 10 of diamonds. Then if it isn't a winner, I'm going to just try my heart suit. So there's not much to be said, really. I'm just going to play off these are all winners. And unblock so I can cross back easily. And this is the bit where, I'll help Ghosty a little. I'll play some of the side suit winners, but I'm afraid this is the point where you just have to do it. The trumps are part of your winners, and you have to go and cash them in order to cash all your winners, leaving yourself with the single threat and the entry and the ability to cross to the entry threat. So you grit your teeth because you hate playing off your trumps. We all hate playing off our trumps, but that's what we have to go and do. And this should be the magic one if West does have both the guards, where he finds he cannot keep or she cannot keep everything. And you can see that is the situation. I don't know which. It's possible that, I mean, throwing the Jack of diamonds says, I think partner's got the 10 of diamonds. I reckon partner's got to look after the diamonds and I will keep the hearts. But I think actually it's more likely that West will say, I'm fairly sure South has got the 10 of diamonds. I need to keep the Jack. Maybe partner's got the Queen of hearts and I can afford to throw a heart away. That's a useless card for me, and that's a useless card for East. Well, the squeeze is now operated. I've cashed all my winners. The 10 of diamonds isn't a winner. They've still got the Jack of diamonds. I fall back on playing my entry suit. There we go. And I cash the last card in my threat suit. And has my threat become a winner? Yes, it has. It's become a winner. So once again, the same procedure we've done on all the others. We make sure that we have the count. We work out which is the threat with an entry, which is the threat which is on its own. We play off our winners to end with a single threat, and then if it's not a winner, cross over to the other. If you're in 6 trump, yeah, it's really funny, Jack, isn't it? If you're playing in 6 spades, never shall you put a trump onto the deck unless you're drawing trumps or roughing something. But in 6 trump, hey, I'm going to run my 6-card spade club suit, or no problem whatsoever. Quite right, Jack. It's somehow it's just a mental fixation on how trump should be used. Sorry, Colin.
It's psychological, yeah.
Yeah, psychological. Okay, on to board 8, which I suspect will have an automatic squeeze in it somewhere. But let's have a look and see. Go to the table, and in a bit, magically, the bidding will appear in front of me because it's kind of how the way things work here.
4 spades by West. I'm going to predict that.
Oh, okay. Nope. I think we're on our own here, Colin. So 4 spades. Will the opponents bid? Is there any clues? I don't think they will.
There you go.
Oh, here we go. I'm condemned 1 spade, 3 shall right. So I'm just going to go 4 spades straight away, since the bidding isn't particularly of help to us here. And the lead is the king of hearts. Okay. So, I always find these interesting, really, because I'm thinking now from the south point of view. I've got the ace and the jack, and partner's got the queen. Probably the 10, but maybe not. He may have. Well, he can't have a king, queen, 9, can he? I see the 9 in the east hand. I'm just worried, really. What I'd like to do is clarify things by overtaking the ace and then the jack and then the 8, giving declare. I don't like not playing the jack. If I play the jack, partner will know it's safe to continue. You don't throw away winning cards that set partner up for a fall. So it's possible the right card is to play the jack. Card that can put me in, I can play a heart back to, and that will take as many heart tricks as we can. So I reckon that's what I'd probably do. Reassure partner that we have winners. And I imagine partner will then try and cash them. And, well, I don't know. Partner had a 3-card suit. Well, I don't know. I play match point. It's never bad to take tricks in match point. So I'm going to, no, unlucky's got to, okay. Okay, well, I did my best as north-south. Now let's do my best as east-west. I have, from this point on, 4 spade tricks that I can cash, and 2 clubs for 6 and 2 diamonds for 8. So I can generate an extra trick by either roughing a club, ace, king of clubs, rough a club. That will make east trumps only 3 cards long, and then I have 4 trumps on the left-hand side. Colin? Or I can rough a heart, and that'll make west trumps a 3-card shoot, and then I can take 4 trumps on the right-hand side. So I've got 4 trumps, a rough, 2 clubs and 2 diamonds, and that is for, with the one I've got, that's 10 tricks. Excellent. So if you're playing imps, you should stop thinking at this moment, because 10 tricks is all you ever need to get giant scores coming your way. But if you're playing match points, you're probably on a 60% score at the moment. There's going to be somebody somewhere who's got to miss more spades or played in 3 no trumps and not done so well. But 60% is nice. But if you can find an over trick, that 60% will become 95%. And that's well worth having. An additional 30% on every board will do wonders for your match point overall percentage. So, not only do I want to go and rough something, either the club or rough the heart, I wish to try and create another trick, which of course now can only be by a squeeze, because there's no natural way to force a trick out of the club holding nor out of the diamond holding. But both of those suits have potential threats in them. The Jack of Diamonds is a threat by rank. After I cash the Ace King of Diamonds, the Jack of Diamonds has only got one card that can beat it, therefore only one opponent can beat it. And I don't know really. I can play for the clubs to be a threat, or I could play actually for the nine of hearts to be a threat as the oh no, that's no use at all. The nine of hearts would be a single threat. The Jack of Diamonds would be a single threat, or you can't have two single threats. You've got to be able to cross between the two hands. And it's no good crossing to the Ace King of Diamonds. That's not with the Jack of Diamonds, so I still can't cash it. So actually, it's got to be the 10 of clubs, which is my entry threat. That's the hand I can actually reach. It's got to be the nine of hearts that I trump, so that I get my 10th trick going, and then I want to end up with the single threat. So at the end of the day, I'm going to set up the Jack of Diamonds to be the single threat, and hopefully the 10 of clubs will be another threat as well. So my plan is worked out, and I'm all ready to execute it. I don't know really whether this matters. Draw a couple of round of trumps. And I think I'll cross over at this point because I want to get this heart ruff done. And all the trumps are gone, so no problems. Okay, so he's going to, I don't know, throw away a club or a diamond. I don't think it matters. I want to end up in the east hand, so I don't want to block the spade suit. They're all winners. I'm going to ruff with the jack, just so I have an easy way back to the east hand. So getting ready for the squeeze, I've got to cash all my winners, ending in the east hand. Now, some of my winners are this Ace King of Diamonds. I certainly don't want to leave them untouched, because when I try to cash the Jack of Diamonds, suddenly the King of Diamonds will land on top of it. So I'm going to start with them because they're in the hand I don't want to be in. Okay, now the King to... Okay, now I've set up my single threat. There it is, the Jack of Diamonds all on its own. And now, breathe in hard here, Jokey. Here we go. 8 of clubs and...
The spades.
Oh, 8 of spades. I don't know why I do these things, Colin. I'm doing the right thing. I'm just...
Yeah.
Yeah, I am doing
ongoing dementia. That's what it is.
Okay. And at long last, we cash our final winner. Remember, extra cards in the entry suit don't make any difference, so they don't really count. This is when the squeeze takes place, and you need somebody to have the queen and the jack of clubs so that your 10 is a threat, and you need them to have the queen of diamonds so that they have both threats together. And that's just what we have here. He's not going to throw away that queen of diamonds. He can see that the Jack of Diamonds will become a winner. So, okay, we've finished our squeeze. So now, with Jack of Diamonds not a winner, we just try our entry suit and see how lucky we are today. And yes, it's another 95% score coming in for Sanya and Colin. Well played, you two. Brilliant, brilliant. I love the... Excellent.
Terry's just asking you a question, Alan.
Oh, a heart in east. Oh, and still a club.
Well, what he's saying, I think, ignored the Jack of Diamonds as a threat and just have the Nine of Hearts as a single
Right.
threat.
Well, don't forget, at that point, I only had 9 winners. I had
Yeah,
to rough something to get my winners up to 10, and the tricks we were facing was 11. So, which is the card you're roughing?
yeah, you have to rough either a club or a heart to
Right. So,
tear.
if I rough the heart, I can't do the heart squeeze that you're suggesting. And if I rough a club to get the extra trick, then
Yeah,
of course I've lost the club. Then you're okay then?
yeah, he's got it now. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay, folks. Well, I hope you enjoyed this trip down memory lane for some of you, and for some of your others, well, I hope next time. Don't forget, this is the easiest type of squeeze because the threats we give they're always split, and you always know that you've got to have all the tricks except one, cash your winners, and either your single threats become good or you cross over. It's a simple plan to follow, and they come up often. Normally, there's a mix of types of threats. Threats can be because of length. You just keep playing the suit, and the last card becomes a threat, or they're from rank. You own the Queen of Hearts, and somebody else has got the King of Hearts. So their card's bigger than yours, but your Queen of Hearts is a threat by rank. Normally, you'll find you have a threat by rank, which is your single threat, and a threat by length, which is your entry threat. And they're common. This type of squeeze is common. So hopefully next time you'll recognize them and go for them as an option. When you get done ages, if I do any, I'm not in charge here, but there's actually positional squeezes is the next most difficult thing. Yeah. There's also squeezes without a count are quite common, hard to teach. That's all.
Delayed ducks.
Yeah, and after that, yes, then it's double squeezes. Then it's roughing squeezes and
Double
then
squeezes.
squeezes. Um,
Backwash squeezes. Come on.
which one? Which one, sir?
I said backwash squeezes.
Oh, backward squeezes. My God, yes, I haven't done those for years. Okay, folks.
Cross squeezes. Yeah.
Well, how many crisscross squeezes have you played in your life?
Well, I told you the other day, Alan, in my whole bridge playing career, and that goes back an awful long time, I have only come across, that I have recognised anyway, 2 crisscross squeezes, and they both gave me a meagre over trick in a part score contract.
So, should I really be bothering to waste people's time telling them?
No. Thanks ever so much, Alan. And,
Okay, well, you're in charge next week.
yeah, well, not squeezes
own,
next week. We've got something different next week.
Okay. They need a rest. I've worked them hard here.
Yeah, you've
Watch those. You're quite
Thank
right.
you, Sanya.
Yeah, I'd forgotten them, but you're not going to get them, Jack. Bye-bye, everybody.